All right, let's get into it with one of my friends, man. I haven't talked to him in forever. His name is Stugotz. And let's talk about the beef and the drama, I guess, between Rhodes and Le Batard. Because it's funny, like, I catch a lot of clips now. I am a Gen Zer or a millennial. I don't watch TV unless it's background. Unless it's a sporting event like Wimbledon or something like that, right? And obviously when football starts, good Lord, I'm all in. But if it's people talking, it got to be a movie or something. If it ain't a movie or a show, like I saw Air about a month ago, but if it ain't that, you ain't man, y'all better stop playing. I ain't listening to y'all play no volleyball with y'all lips. I ain't doing it, right? But I do catch clips, and I catch a lot of clips of Le Batard. And Le Batard be going in on cats, but he does keep it 100, at least from his perspective, right? So during the show with Stugotz, he blasted NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski. Woj bomb. He dropped the bomb on Woj instead of Woj dropping the bombs, right? He called him an agenda-based shilling. Damn. Bought and paid for by the Portland Trailblazers. And Stugotz had to respond. God dang, first of all, that sound more gangster than just saying MF to a dude. Like, what? You a shilling. Like, what the, I'm bought and paid for it? Like, what, you slavery or something? Man, that feel way worse than Pac. That's deeper than Tupac right here. All right, so they went off on it, and here's some of the things that we heard about journalism changing, right? I've been thinking about this during the break, and we discussed this for a while now on the show, but journalism, as we know it, as you know it, what you wanted when you were a little kid, okay, it's changed. It's changed, okay? You're not wrong. Stephen A. Smith is not wrong. You have to adapt sometimes, okay? Because the game has changed. Your priorities have shifted. I love that. That is eye-opening. That is telling the little kid that really maybe some of your issues with everyone else as an adult are just your disappointments on display, right? Raise your hand. I raise my hand high to that. Boy, you ever get to an adult and got to your adult level, you're like, wait a minute. I imagined and dreamt something way different than this. I give you one from me. Me was playing football, and I loved playing football. Even though it hurt, I loved it. I loved the love I got from playing football with my teammates, from the fans, from just the popularity, like little boy that could. I made it. But what I didn't like was, God dang, everybody wants something. Like everywhere you go, somebody pulling on you, hey. And then the worst part was when your family members, you know, your uncles, your cousins, they'd be like, hey, what's up, teddy bear? That's what they call me. What's up, teddy bear? Oh, man. And I swear in my head, the violin started playing. Just waiting for them to ask me for some money. So, yeah, man, I was just thinking, man, I saw you out there that last game. That was a great game. The game I had no sacks and half a tackle. Great game. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm just telling you, man. It's just like, wow, it's amazing. You know, I was the first one through a football with you, right? And you're like, oh, God. And he's like, yeah, I used to take you to practice every day. You mean that one time my car broke down? And you just keep going, you're like, oh, God. And then you're just like, man, just get to the fourth quarter into this game. Ask me for the money, how much, fool? And then he finally hit you with like, yo, if it ain't gonna hurt you too much, you know you got it. You know you start hitting you with this. Anybody do this dance, they begging, right? He's like, you know you got it, right? I'm like, man, what? You're like, the way, a little 5,000 or something. I'm like, $5,000. And then see, you know, when you're young or when you got it like that, you just ain't thinking or you feel indebted or guilty, whatever it is. You just here. Then you start realizing he ain't never paying me back because he ain't gonna never have $5,000 because he ain't got $5,000 now. So he gonna need to get $10,000 when he ain't got $5 to keep $5 and give me back my $5. And then you learn. You gotta start saying, what's the plan? And then if you ain't got a plan, I'm sorry, but no. But if you got a plan, we can talk. All right, so let's talk about this. News and credibility. Stugotz is dropping gems. No one cares how someone goes and gets the news that they get as long as the news is accurate. Facts. As long as it's coming from a credible place. If it's Woj, if it's Adam Schefter, if it's you, Deanna Rossini, Shams, nobody cares. You might care. Greg Cote might care. Stephen A. Smith might care. But you know what? Y'all sold out. Every single one of you, okay? He talking about like, look, y'all all chipped in on this industry in your version of how everyone got their information, got their entertainment, got their education about sports. No lies told. On Stephen A. Smith jumped inside the circus tent. I don't blame him. Why'd he do it? Because he had to do it, because the game has changed. You jumped inside the circus tent. You did. You did so with me. Think about that. With me and with Greg Cote every Tuesday, okay? And so you have ditched journalism a long, long time ago, because why? Survival of the fittest, Dan. Woo! We are all in this together, right? Everyone's in the circus, just not all in the same tent, right? And I remember I did a show with Stephen A. Smith, 2000. I swear it was 2000. Best Damn Sports Show. Y'all remember that show? Amazing show. I used to love that show. John Sally and all them cats. Fox Lot. And I remember meeting them in the makeup room, the green room. And he was like, hey, how you doing, man? Stephen A. Smith. I think he was a Philadelphia Reporter at the time. And he was like really mild manner. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm up there, you know, the NFL player. I'm active. I just got paid. I got like 19 chains on. I'm doing the most. I'm wearing the throwback jersey down to my knees. I'm going on TV on Fox looking like I'm straight at the club, right? And then I get on air. And then, you know, I'm there, and then we're all just talking. It wasn't a debate show. It was just like every dude talking. And Stephen A. started talking. And let me just say, I remember telling everybody from that day, I was like, dog, I've never seen anything like it. He went from 0 to 100 real quick and was entertaining, funny, crazy. Like, I was like, all of that came from the dude who was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, wow. So that was the first time I caught persona, first time I saw showmanship, first time I saw you better turn on when that light turns on. I was like, damn. Like, that was the most dramatic version of it, no lie. And then obviously he is who he is today. Here's a couple more right now on adjusting to change. You have to change with the times. You have to roll with the changing environment, roll with the changing industry. And that's what you decided to do. That's what Stephen A. decided to do. For Woj, for guys like him, the game has changed slightly. Where he went out and he seeked reports and he wanted to be the reporter. And you know what? And now if he has morphed into a mouthpiece for the Blazers, I'm okay with it. I am good with it. I don't care. Wow. Last one, let's on that same vein, on selling out. Everyone is selling out to make a buck. Just give it up. Y'all want to be journalists. You're not journalists anymore. None of you. Not any one of you. Sorry. Wow. Slap. Stugotz is like, here you go, Dan. And you know what? Dan is a purist. And more so than even me, even though I got a lot of that in me too. Like, yo, I'm holding on to what is true. My crusade is to save sports journalism. And everybody like, yeah, all right, well, let me know how that goes. But in the meantime, just keep cracking them jokes. Keep telling them stories. Keep letting me know what everybody's thinking, or you assume they're thinking, and have fun with it. And you're right, you know? Like, this thing is he made an example too. It's taxis to Ubers. And I remember that when it happened, boy. I was like, oh man, I gotta tell you my limo driver story one day. Just remind me in the comments. I got the best limo driver story ever, and it's about taxis and Ubers. But long story short, people gonna go where they gotta go. And they're gonna go where the experience is best, right? Some people wanna laugh, some people wanna think deeply, some people just wanna know the facts without none of your opinion, some people wanna know all your opinion, and the facts could be loose, right? Whatever it is, man, I love the fact that Stugotz brought it all back home and told us we all in the circus, just not all in the same tent. So how did you adjust to the change in the industry, right? How are you adjusting to it right now? More YouTube, more traditional linear cable? How you getting your information? You still opening up the newspaper? Like, how you doing this, right? And you agree with Stugotz that Le Batard and Stephen A. sold out. That feels weird, because if they sold out, we all sold out.